単語を覚えるため、単語帳を何度も繰り返して暗記した。でも、せっかく覚えた単語が、いざ文章で見ると意味がわからない。そんなことありませんでしたか？それは、単語を単独で覚えるから。この動画は、英文をシナリオヒントにして単語を覚える方法を進めています。まさに、使える英単語にするためなのです。
Let's get started. Resent. She resented his perpetual criticism.
Resent.
に憤慨する。
Compel. King compelled people to obey him.
Compel.
を強要する。
Perspire. He began to perspire during the intense workout.
Perspire.
汗をかく。
Mingle. At the party, I will mingle and chat with them.
Mingle.
交流する。
Adore. She adores her new puppy.
Adore.
を崇める。
Align. Align your goals with your values.
Align.
を一直線にする。
Repay. Indeed, you repaid her kindness.
Repay.
を返済する。
Conspire. They conspire to overthrow the government.
Conspire.
陰謀を企てる。
Disprove. He set out to disprove the theory.
Disprove.
の反証を挙げる。
Pursue. She decided to pursue a career in medicine.
Pursue.
を追求する。
Dedicate. She will dedicate her life to helping others.
Dedicate.
を捧げる。
Poll. They conducted a poll to gather public opinion.
Poll.
投票、世論調査。
Perspective. His perspective on the matter is unique.
Perspective.
見通し。
Perception. Your perception of art is quite insightful.
Perception.
認識知覚。
Equator. The equator is an imaginary line around the Earth's middle.
Equator.
赤道。
Accent. Her accent reveals she's from the south.
Accent.
アクセント。
Geometry. Geometry is a branch of mathematics.
Geometry.
幾何学。
Correspondence. I got an anonymous piece of correspondence.
Correspondence.
通信。
Monarch. He looks like an absolute monarch.
Monarch.
君主。
Orbit. The spacecraft is in orbit right now.
Orbit.
軌道。
Wreck. His car was a total wreck.
Wreck.
破壊。
Proponent. She is a strong proponent of renewable energy.
Proponent.
支持者提案書。
Nerve. The game has entered a war of nerves.
Nerve.
神経。
Exposure. We ought to avoid exposure to radiation.
Exposure.
さらされること。
Context. It depends on the context.
Context.
文脈。
Dejected. He looked dejected to get that news.
Dejected.
がっかりした。
Integral. It was an integral part of my life.
Integral.
必須の。
Gloomy. I tried to run away from their gloomy mood.
Gloomy.
陰気な。
Filthy. She is washing the filthy kitchen.
Filthy.
不潔な。
Tedious. Stop our tedious routine.
Tedious.
退屈な。
Faint. They don't have even a faint hope.
Faint.
かすかな。
Eligible. We are eligible for a pension.
Eligible.
適任で。
Humble. Her humble attitude won the hearts of us.
Humble.
控えめな。
Premature. His premature departure shocked us all.
Premature.
早すぎる。
Precise. He came at that precise moment.
Precise.
的確な、
Barren. There is a barren desert as far as we can see.
barren,
不毛の、
Steep. The hill was too steep for us to climb.
steep,
急勾配の、
Stale. It is nothing but a stale joke.
stale,
古臭い、
Weary. He was growing weary of writing many letters.
weary,
退屈な、
Hectic. She is bewildered by her hectic schedule.
hectic,
てんてこまいの、
Execute. The team will execute the plan tomorrow.
execute,
を実行する、
Cast. They will cast the role soon.
cast,
割り当てる、
Exonerate. The new evidence helped to exonerate the defendant.
exonerate,
免責する、
Eject. He was ejected from the room.
eject,
追い出す、
Deflect. She tried to deflect the criticism.
deflect,
をそらす、
Deliberately. He deliberately ignored my message.
deliberately,
わざと、
Merely. I merely want to see it.
merely,
単に、
Somehow. Somehow I must tell you about it.
somehow,
ともかく、
Occasionally. I saw him occasionally.
occasionally,
たまたま、
Frankly. Frankly speaking, I detest him.
frankly,
率直に、
Brag. He likes to brag about his company.
brag,
を自慢する、
Inherit. She will inherit the family business.
inherit,
を継ぐ、
Accumulate. I could accumulate the money for children.
accumulate,
蓄積する、
Smash. She smashed a plate into pieces.
smash,
を粉砕する、
Deceive. He tried to deceive me, but I saw through his lies.
deceive,
騙す、
Decode. I need to decode this message.
decode,
の暗号を解く、
Graze. The cows graze in the field.
graze,
草を食べる、
Stare. He stared at her in disbelief.
stare,
をじっと見る、
Lean. She leaned against the wall to rest.
lean,
身もたれる、
Thaw. The ice will thaw in the sun.
thaw,
解凍する、
Proclaim. The government proclaimed him the hero.
proclaim,
を宣言する、
Puncture. These tires do not puncture easily.
puncture,
パンクさせる、
Retain. He retained his determination despite some interruptions.
retain,
を保つ、
Dictate. He will dictate the letter to his secretary.
dictate,
口述する、
Stroll. I strolled around the park.
stroll,
ぶらつく、
Sterile. The surgical equipment must be kept sterile.
sterile,
無菌の不妊の、
Overdue. The library book is overdue.
overdue,
期限が過ぎた、
Malicious. Don't say something malicious to me.
malicious,
悪意のある、
Witty. Isn't this a witty remark?
witty,
基地に富んだ、
Considerate. She's considerate of other people's feelings.
considerate,
思いやりのある、
Vicious. The guys exhibited vicious behavior.
vicious,
悪意ある、
Gradual. People need a gradual evolution.
gradual,
段階的な、
Savage. They threw away their savage customs.
savage,
野蛮な、
Invaluable. She is an invaluable person for me.
invaluable,
大変貴重な、
Transparent. I want to make this information as transparent as possible.
Transparent.
透き通る。
Respiratory. He has a respiratory disorder.
Respiratory.
呼吸の。
Complementary. The two colors are complementary.
Complementary.
補足的な。
Sturdy. The table is sturdy.
Sturdy.
丈夫な。
Reluctant. He was reluctant to go to the dentist.
Reluctant.
しぶしぶの。
Nosy. She's always nosy about other people's business.
Nosy.
詮索好きの。
Glacier. The glacier is moving slowly over time.
Glacier.
氷河。
Sequel. Do you want to see a sequel to the previous story?
Sequel.
続き。
Faucet. Turn off a faucet.
Faucet.
蛇口。
Tip. Tell me your tips on how to win the game.
Tip.
秘訣。
Discourse. The discourse on climate change continues.
Discourse.
講演。
Momentum. The team gained momentum with each victory.
Momentum.
推進力。
Menace. The growing pollution is a menace to our health.
Menace.
脅威。
Quota. The minister has the authority to determine import quotas.
Quota.
割り当て。
Outcast. I felt like I was an outcast.
Outcast.
追放者。
Downturn. He emerged from a severe downturn.
Downturn.
下降。
Dispute. The dispute was settled peacefully.
Dispute.
議論。
Toll. The toll from the accident was devastating.
Toll.
犠牲者数。
Analogy. She used an analogy to make it clear.
Analogy.
推論。
Coincidence. It was just a coincidence.
Coincidence.
偶然の一致。
Livelihood. Farming is their means of livelihood.
Livelihood.
整形。
Diameter. The diameter of the circle is 10 meters.
Diameter.
直径。
Stem. Remove the stems from the strawberries.
Stem.
茎。
Oppression. The people rose up against political oppression.
Oppression.
圧迫。
Obesity. Obesity is a growing health concern.
Obesity.
肥満。
Friction. There was friction between the two colleagues.
Friction.
摩擦。パート1は以上です。シナリオヒントを見て答えが言えるよう繰り返し見てください。次はヒントなしのパート2です。万一動画を気に入っていただけたらコメントや登録をお願いします。とても嬉しいです。
Let's get started part 2. Resent.
に憤慨する。
Compel.
を強要する。
Perspire.
汗をかく。
Mingle.
交流する。
Adore.
を崇める。
Align.
を一直線にする。
Repay.
を返済する。
Conspire.
陰謀を企てる。
Disprove.
の反証を上げる。
Pursue.
を追求する。
Dedicate.
を捧げる。
Poll.
投票、世論調査。
Perspective.
見通し。
Perception.
認識知覚。
Equator.
赤道。
Accent.
アクセント。
Geometry.
幾何学。
Correspondence.
通信。
Monarch.
君主。
Orbit.
起動、
wreck,
破壊、
proponent,
支持者提案書、
nerve,
神経、
exposure,
さらされること、
context,
文脈、
dejected,
がっかりした、
integral,
必須の、
gloomy,
陰気な、
filthy,
不潔な、
tedious,
退屈な、
faint,
かすかな、
eligible,
適任で、
humble,
控えめな、
premature,
早すぎる、
precise,
的確な、
barren,
不毛の、
steep,
急勾配の、
stale,
古臭い、
weary,
退屈な、
hectic,
てんてこまいの、
execute,
を実行する、
cast,
割り当てる、
exonerate,
免責する、
eject,
追い出す、
deflect,
をそらす、
deliberately,
わざと、
merely,
単に、
somehow,
ともかく、
occasionally,
たまたま、
frankly,
率直に、
brag,
を自慢する、
inherit,
を継ぐ、
accumulate,
蓄積する、
smash,
を粉砕する、
deceive,
騙す、
decode,
の暗号を解く、
graze,
草を食べる、
stare,
をじっと見る、
lean,
にもたれる、
thaw,
回答する、
proclaim,
を宣言する、
puncture,
パンクさせる、
retain,
を保つ、
dictate,
口述する、
stroll,
ぶらつく、
sterile,
無菌の不妊の、
overdue,
期限が過ぎた、
malicious,
悪意のある、
witty,
基地に富んだ、
considerate,
思いやりのある、
vicious,
悪意ある、
gradual,
段階的な、
savage,
野蛮な、
invaluable,
大変貴重な、
transparent,
透き通る、
respiratory,
呼吸の、
complementary,
補足的な、
sturdy,
丈夫な、
reluctant,
しぶしぶの、
nosy,
詮索好きの、
glacier,
氷河、
sequel,
続き、
faucet,
蛇口、
tip,
秘訣、
discourse,
講演、
momentum,
推進力、
menace,
脅威、
quota,
割り当て、
outcast,
追放者、
downturn,
下降、
dispute,
議論、
toll,
犠牲者数、
analogy,
推論、
coincidence,
偶然の一致、
livelihood,
整形、
diameter,
直径、
stem,
茎、
oppression,
圧迫、
obesity,
肥満、
friction,
摩擦、